Welcome to CastorsCorner.com. I'm your host Cleo here for another toy of the day. And as you can see behind me, there are a lot of new toys. We will get to those at some point this weekend. The plan is to kind of get through those because they're new. They just came out. They're just hitting now, so we're really excited about it. You can go to CastorsCorner.com for a full gallery of this guy, as well as our past archives. You can go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram when they're working. Follow us. We are at Castor's Corner, and check out the Cornercast podcast coming back. This week, I believe. Yeah, I think we're trying to record one tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. So we got Web-Man here, and as the Marvel Legends team kind of expands what it means to be Spider-Man, for a lot of different reasons. I'm just trying to grab some other stuff too. They are really making it. They're really building a Spider-Verse here. I think that's what I was going for. There's not a lot to talk about with this one, so this is not going to be a long, drawn-out review, to be honest with you. But after getting the new Spider-Man from No Way Home, comparing it with this other Spider-Man, this Web-Man here, this I think it was Dr. Doom's kind of clone machine. So this is not Ben Reilly. This is not Kane. This is not the whole clone saga. This is just Doom being Doom and trying to make him the opposite. So very strong, but very stupid. Not a good representation of Peter Parker here. You can see he is like adult size, so he's a larger Spider-Man figure. Same body we've seen before. It's got good articulation, kind of good range of motion, so he can do the whole kind of pull back. Really good for that. He is not the new Spider-Man body with the double ab crunch there, because he's got the waist articulation there. Normal stuff. And he's not pinless, so you get that unsightly look of the pegs, because on this side it looks good, but then when you move it inside, just not that great. I think the colors are really nice, though. I really like it. It adds to the villain shelf, right? He can go with Doom or any number of other villains. He's on the retro card, so it kind of expands that retro carded look for the Spider-Man figures. He comes with all the alternate hands, so you got the closed fists, you've got the wall crawling hands, pair of those. You've got a pair of the thwip hands, so you can make it look like you can pose him out and do a number of different fighting stuff with him. So I think I'm really happy with the idea of being able to kind of expand the use of Spider-Man. I know it kind of sounds ridiculous, and we complain about having to buy this many of this or this many of that, but Spider-Verse, there's the other hand, Spider-Verse and that whole idea of a multiverse, and different versions of different characters, I think really kind of just made it welcoming to have all these different versions of Spider-Man. Same thing with Iron Man, is having all the different suits. So I like the idea more so that we see that with Spider-Man than Captain America or any of the other characters. You see a lot more alternate versions of Spider-Man and clones and things like that. I think it's just more welcoming. So the idea of having him in there and him being a villain, not a main, a hero side of it, and rather stupid, because he was supposed to be the opposite. So you get the blue here instead of the red, you get the red here instead of the blue. You make it look a lot different. And the intelligence level, while Peter Parker was very smart, this clone of him is very stupid. So it's a nice addition to the Marvel Legends lineup. I know a lot of people that are skipping it just because it doesn't add for them. It's not necessarily an original character, so it's not, as exciting. But I think the colors, and the ability to kind of pose him with others, I think is going to be fun. I know it's just kind of like what the mold is, but the fact that big hole's right in the middle of his spider symbol back there kind of is probably my only gripe about this. And they didn't make him pinless. Because we're at that point, right, where most things are pinless now, or they're getting to that point. So having these big, huge blue and the red really just kind of throws it off. But I like it. I think it's fun. I think this is more of a fun impulse buy than I need it for my collection. Like when you're looking at going, well, I need this suit of Peter, and I need an unmasked Peter, and I need a better version of Cap, and I want all the characters from Cyber to a better Omega Red and Calypso back there, and wanting all that stuff. I think those feel like necessary. If you're building out your Morlocks or your X-Men, or you want a better Omega Red, like I think that kind of builds those out. I think these are just kind of fun. I think so. Diehard collectors that collect everything like me, they're going to go for it. I think the average person isn't. So all your favorite fan channel places you can get this. I'm sure our friend Mike at Mike's Toys and stuff will be getting it. I actually don't remember. I got so much lately that I forgot where this one came from. It might have been Amazon just because they shipped early, but I can't remember. But normal Legends price between $19 and $23, depending on where you're getting them from and when you ordered it. It's a good figure. It's fun. The colors are crisp. You can see how bright and pretty it is. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Good articulation, normal stuff here. I don't have any gripes besides that. It's just I think it's going to be one of those peg warmers or harder sells because there's nothing. It's a very, very small segment that's going to know why this is necessary for your collection or want it to be a necessary part of their collection. But I still think it's a fun paint variant. That's not just another Spider-Man. There's something different to it, just like all these suits here. So castorscorner.com for a full gallery of this guy. Follow us. We are at Kastor's Corner. The Cornercast podcast is coming back soon, so get ready for that. And subscribe to the channel. The more of you that subscribe, the more cool things we get to do, and then we get to share them with you. And that's been the most fun part of this journey. So go check out the full gallery. Come back this weekend for this and this, and a surprise that we're picking up tomorrow when we have a guest visitor on Toy of the Day tomorrow. Yeah, that's all I got. So thank you for joining us. As we say every night, Jaxie, we miss you and we love you and we wish you were here. And we'll see you tomorrow night for another Toy of the Day here on castorscorner.com. Have a good night, everybody.